Welcome back to Verdo Studio, where every corner of the garden tells a gentle story. In today's video, we invite you to explore the quiet magic of ground covers, the unsung heroes that ripple beneath your blooms, softening edges and adding texture that moves with the breeze. These aren't just filler plants. They are the subtle strokes that complete the canvas of a living, breathing landscape. From silvery lamb's ear that cools the palate to golden forest grasses that dance like silk in morning light. We'll walk you through 10 unforgettable varieties that elevate any border from plain to poetic. If you find beauty in the little things, in the movement of leaves and the hush of garden paths, this video is for you. Take a slow breath, settle in, and let us guide you through textures that touch the soul. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Verdo Studio for more peaceful, practical garden inspiration. Your next favorite idea might just be a click away. One, velvet globe borders with bold colored coral bells. There's a quiet kind of drama that lives in the low places, beneath the roses, between the gravel path and the stone wall. And sometimes it takes nothing more than a ripple of velvet to bring that story to life. That's what I saw in the coral bells. Their leaves don't shout. They shimmer, in shades that feel like autumn tucked into spring, rich burgundies, soft lime, weathered pewter. I found mine at the corner of the garden center, almost forgotten among brighter blooms. But something about the way the morning sun caught their edges pulled me in. I didn't plan anything complicated. Just a curve around the front bed, where the lawn meets the gravel. Loose soil, a little compost, and patience. Coral bells aren't needy. They're like a little shade, a little light, and space to breathe. And when they settle in, their leaves fan out like painted ruffles, thick and soft and somehow regal. I paired them with silver lamb's ear and fine-leaved grasses, so the contrast would speak softly. On cooler mornings, dew gathers on their surface like glass beads. And in spring, they send up spindly flower stems, delicate, almost silly but full of charm. They don't grow tall. They don't spread wild. But they hold a space like poetry, anchoring the eye and softening every hard line. If you have a bare patch at the edge of your path, try tucking in a few coral bells. Use colors that echo your mood. Let the textures do the talking. And don't be afraid of contrast. Gardens, like stories, are meant to have layers. Two, fluttering blue waves, catmint in soft motion beds. There are flowers that bloom, and then there are flowers that breathe. Catmint, or nepeta, is never stiff or still. It leans into the wind like it belongs there, like it remembers a time before borders and mulch. It spills casually and fills space without ever asking for attention. The first time I planted, it was almost accidental. A leftover pot, a sunny corner. But by midsummer, the air around it shimmered with bees and soft motion. Every time I passed, I slowed down just to feel the way the light danced across its gray-green stems. It's one of the easiest companions in the garden. No fussy soil, no pampering. Just a trim after the first bloom, and it rewards you with waves of flowers, sometimes until frost. And always it moves. Never perfectly upright, but never untidy either. I like to plant it along the edge of gravel paths, where it can lean over like lace on a table, pair it with roses, yarrow, or just by itself. It doesn't need a frame to be beautiful. If your garden feels too rigid, too square, try a little nepeta. It's not just a plant. It's a sigh in the breeze. Three, whispering sedge edges for tranquil pathways. Not every garden moment needs to bloom. Some of the most memorable ones just move. Carex, Evergold, doesn't flower loudly. It doesn't steal the frame. But it shifts gently, tracing the wind with threads of gold and green. It lines the edges like a thought you almost forgot, but are glad to remember. I found it when I was redesigning a side path, narrow, shaded, and a bit forgotten. I didn't want fuss, just a soft way to guide the eyes. And that's what this sedge did. It's low. Arching blades leaned over the stones, dancing slightly with each breeze. It's forgiving with light, happy in dappled shade, content in morning sun. I don't trim it much. I let it tousle a bit, let it spill and speak. Over time, the garden began to feel more like a walk through a poem. That's the magic of movement. It doesn't need height or bloom, just grace and rhythm. For cascading gold borders with Japanese forest grace. Some plants don't grow, they flow. Japanese forest grass is like a whisper made visible. It doesn't reach upward. It spills downward in golden waves, touching the ground with reverence. I placed mine beneath a red leaf maple, hoping for contrast. What I got was a relationship. In summer, their colors dance together, lime and crimson. In fall, they echo each other's fire. And always, the grass moves, never chaotic, always slow. It loves the calm corners, part shade, steady moisture, a bit of shelter from the harshest heat. It's not in a hurry. It takes its time, building presence like a silk curtain gathering around a breeze. Edges planted with Hakanekloa feel softened, finished. They ask you to pause, to look closer, to walk slower. Five, aromatic stone pathways with blooming, creeping thyme. You walk barefoot and it answers, not with words, but with scent. Creeping thyme isn't just a ground cover. It's memory stitched into soil. It grows low but speaks high, and when it blooms, it turns every path into a story you can smell. I planted it between old pavers in the courtyard, not thinking much of it. But by June, it filled every crack like poetry. Soft purple flowers, silver leaves, and the steady hum of bees. It thrives in full sun, needs little water, and forgives bad soil. It's not precious. It just wants to grow close to the ground, where footsteps pass and breezes stir. And when it blooms, it carpets the earth like confetti. Every time I pass, I reach down and press my palm into it, just to bring the scent with me. It's the kind of plant that turns a path into a destination. Six, midnight texture borders with glossy Adjuga ground layers. Some plants don't shout their beauty. They whisper it in shadows. Adjuga black scallop lives low and proud, its leaves glossy, rich, and dark like old velvet left in moonlight. It crawls slowly across soil, softening corners and grounding the bright greens with something deeper. I planted it at the base of my hydrangeas, hoping for contrast. What I found was balance. Its deep purple leaves glowed beside the soft blues and whites, and when it flowered, the blue spikes rose like quiet music from the ground. It prefers the shadier places, under trees beside stone paths, and once it roots, it holds on tight, spreading in neat mats. It covers bare spots with ease and keeps weeds politely at bay. Adjuga doesn't demand attention. It rewards those who linger. 7 silvery touch garden paths with lamb's ear ground cover. Some textures stay with you. Lamb's ear is not flashy, but unforgettable. Its leaves, thick and soft as suede, invite touch more than sight. They sit close to the earth like folded blankets, warm, steady, and familiar. I planted it along the edge of my driest bed, unsure if it would take, but it did more than survive. It softened the space, gave it calm. Its silver shimmer cools the boldest color nearby, whether rose, lavender, or gold, and somehow everything breathes slower around it. It thrives in sun, even in poor soil, and it's the kind of plant that asks for nothing but gives a feeling. A quiet one, a grounded one. Sometimes your eyes need a place to rest. Lamb's ear is that place. Eight, ribbon grass elegance for formal garden lines. Order doesn't have to be rigid. Sometimes structure can sway. Liriope, or Big Blue, brings this lesson to life. Its leaves arch gently like ribbon caught mid-drift, and its form, neat, balanced, clean, offers structure without stiffness. I planted it along the driveway first. The rest of the bed felt chaotic, but these mounds gave it rhythm. Not symmetry, but movement. In summer, the flower spikes rise like slender candles, each one purple-tipped and full of quiet surprise. It thrives in sun, shade, or a bit of both. It doesn't mind heat. It forgives drought. And it holds its shape through every season, even when other things fade. When your garden needs a little grace in its lines, let Liriope draw them. Nine, endless blue blooms with Rozanne's relaxing spread. Some flowers rest. Rozanne continues. This blue flower geranium doesn't bloom in waves. It simply keeps blooming, day after day, season through season, like it doesn't know how to stop giving. I planted mine in the front border, not expecting much. But by midsummer, it had made itself at home, weaving through coneflowers and yarrow, softening every line with an informal grace. Its blooms are cool, violet blue, never loud, always welcome. Even the leaves stay fresh long after the calendar says they should fade. And it works hard. Sun or partial shade, rich soil or poor, it adapts. Not invasive, just insistent. A cheerful, casual sprawl that says, I'm still here. Rozanne doesn't just fill space. She makes it feel cared for. Ten, sun-kissed carpet. Sedum angelina for hot, dry garden edges. The sun doesn't scare it. The drought doesn't stop it. Sedum angelina shines like a coin on a desert floor, resilient, bright, and constant. I first saw it growing along a sidewalk crack, glowing even under tire heat. That's how I knew it belonged in the toughest corner of my garden. I planted it in gravel, where the hose barely reaches. It spread with quiet confidence, its gold-tinged needles unfurling like tiny fireworks. In winter, it flushes orange. In summer, it shines green-yellow. It moves slowly, but never retreats. It's perfect for dry beds, borders, or rock gardens. It doesn't beg for water. It asks for sun, and it gives light in return. Some plants survive. This one thrives.